You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Well, good day and hello, kids. Welcome to Season 3 and Episode number 76 of the Daily Beaver here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day, is Wednesday, March 15th, 2023, and it has been a gorgeous sunny day here at the Beaver Lodge. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver A, and with me, as always, is my dear friend, Mr. Grizzly. Of course, a big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. This is a take 2 of our Tuesday morning nibble, recorded early evening hour, given yours truly had some major tech issues this morning, kits. And kits, I will not lie, your beaver's been having issues with pretty much everything all day. I've had a day. But first, let's see how Mr. Grizzly's doing. Hello, Mr. Grizzly. How's your mental health today? Because mine's hanging bath red.
It was a long, stressful work day. Not gonna lie. Little tired, but I'm hanging in. I got to go meet some people in 30 minutes, so it is what it is.
Yeah, same here. I'm off to curling. But we figured that the kids deserved a show, and well, we're going to give them one. Do you have a couple things to start us off with, Mr. Grizzly?
No, I don't actually. I'm struggling with some tech on my end because of some changes we had to make this recording. It's not our usual route, so things are a little different right now. So yeah, I don't have anything to start you off with, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I have something that I just stumbled upon, actually, because I was going to pick some stuff up from my notes. But as that happened, the absolute very first thing that was on my Twitter feed before I even got to my email was this, Mr. Grizzly, if you will put it up. I will blow this up.
I can't do that. This is not ordinary what we're doing right now.
Oh, you can't do that on
I can't do that, sorry. Because like I said, I had to change things.
No worries. Okay, there's two tweets, one on top of another. The first one's from Andrew Scheer, and it says, Trudeau names another Trudeau Foundation insider to tell us we don't need an inquiry into Beijing's interference. The foundation is a partisan group of elite insiders that got $200,000. Now, Andrew Scheer is also the NC, or we came out, said after almost 24 hours that there was enough evidence to call police investigation at X number of years away from we, and there's been no investigation. And as I mentioned on the show, they did the same as well with SNC, and no investigation there either. So Andrew Scheer is already jumping right off the bat. This is called public inquiry. This is all terrible right now. Right under him, Sarah Fisher, the director of communications,
Of course.
who would make for a neutral special rapporteur in very beautiful, pretty font. Trudeau, Lightbulb, a sitting member of the Trudeau Foundation. Shocker. So I'm thinking, okay, he named the special rapporteur, which was kind of interesting to me because I was thinking yesterday, in fact, I tweeted something yesterday, this is going to take a while because who's going to agree to be a sit-in target?
Right.
Who's going to agree to be target practice, right? So I go and look, and the pm.gc.ca website, Prime Minister announces independent special rapporteur to help protect the integrity of Canada's democracy. So who is this insider, bought and paid for, can't be trusted Trudeau Foundation person that Trudeau named just to help himself? Well, let's find that out. March 15th, 2023, Clarenville, Newfoundland and Labrador. The Government of Canada takes any attempts at undermining our democracy very seriously and will continue to take action to protect our institutions and uphold Canadians' confidence in our democracy. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, today announced that the federal government intends to appoint the Right Honourable David Johnston as independent special rapporteur, a new role as part of a suite of measures to help combat foreign interference and strengthen confidence in our federal electoral process and democratic institutions. Now, do we remember who Mr. David Johnston is, Mr. Grizzly?
The former Governor General.
Yes. So, a former Governor General of Canada, someone who was trusted to have decision of deciding whether or not, for example, in a case of a confidence vote, whether the government falls or whether or not the government keeps going because the Prime Minister of the day comes to the Governor General, right? During it, and now David Johnston was Governor General during the time of Stephen Harper, was Governor General during the time of, I believe there was confidence measures, wasn't there around that time? And I believe that David Johnston, if I'm not mistaken, was, well, look at this. CTV, Wednesday, July 7th, 2010. The Prime Minister has reached into the halls of academia to find the next Governor General and has chosen legal scholar David Johnston. Well, wait a 2010. Who was Prime Minister in 2010, Mr. Grizzly?
That would have been Fred Flintstone, Stephen Harper, which means that a Conservative appointed Governor General is now the rapporteur. So please explain to me in how Skippy's going to spin this, because he's going to try and spin it somehow. Oh, he's a Liberal stooge, a Liberal plant, a Liberal this. He was a Harper, a Conservative Prime Minister's appointee.
Right. Okay, so now we've got Rosenberg ministers, and in the Conservative government served not any minister, but John Baird, the person in whom, other than Flaherty and maybe Clement as well, that he had the most confidence in and left him alone with his wife.
All the time.
A guy that probably would not be the deputy minister to that particular minister if he did not have the inherent trust and confidence of the Prime Minister. Now and now there's David Johnston, the Governor General that was appointed by Stephen Harper, that everybody thought at the time may have been appointed to save his bacon in case there was a confidence motion. Well, now they're throwing him under the bus. And that first apparently scandal that wasn't a scandal from the Prime Minister when he went to take a trip to visit the Aga Khan. The Aga Khan, if I remember correctly, is an honorary citizen of Canada. And I believe he was made an honorary citizen of Canada by, who was that again?
I'm going to say former Conservative Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
Yeah. Huh.
So they just keep
Funny
trying to
that.
dig. They keep trying to dig. They keep trying to create dirt. They keep trying to create problems. But here's the funny thing. It's always their guy who put the new guy into the former position.
Yeah.
Like
May 28th, 2010. Harper names Aga Khan an honorary citizen. July 7th, 2010. Harper chooses academic David Johnson as next GG. May, July. Gee, that period between May and July, it seems that a whole bunch of people got a severe case of Harpernesia.
Apparently.
It's like the Men in Black came up and just wiped all their memories out for that 3-month period because
I've never been on live television before.
Apparently.
these bunch of bitches apparently don't know these people.
Apparently.
I'm serious. There is nothing they will not burn down. There's nobody they will not defame. There's nobody that will not be cannon fodder.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
I saw that like this when I saw the thing because I'm thinking, okay, like who did he name? Like some lawyer, some rich business as David Johnson? And I'm saying, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking serious, Andrew Scheer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew Scheer.
I know.
On top of that, we still do not have a view until that report that was done into his nearly $1 million of use of party funds that I will remind everyone here were generously subsidized by the taxpayer because a lot of those came through political donations, which are extremely generously subsidized by us. So what did he do with a portion? All the money isn't our money, I guess, but the portion that got returned back as a political donation tax credit, that is our freaking money. And that's a lot of it. That's a whole lot of freaking lot of it. And we deserve to see that report. And here he is calling about transparency. And here he is about what does the Prime Minister have to hide? We don't still see it. Have you woken up and smelt yourself?
No, man.
Do you live in a house without any freaking mirrors? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
You're vibing how I've been feeling for the last couple of weeks at the absolute ridiculousness of it all. It's so absurd, though. It's just so bloody absurd because all of this, they point the fingers of blame, and what they're counting on is Canadians not being intelligent enough to run the Googler, not to learn how to. Nobody has access to the internet. Nobody knows how to use Google to discover that we're actually full of shit. It's so absurd. It's so absurd. It's ridiculous. And it's been driving me nuts. I mean, maybe that might be one of the reasons why I've not been sleeping lately, other than the whole brain chemical thing, you know. It's just beyond belief. Yeah.
When the Prime Minister, when we had that spicy Trudeau moment, where he stood in front of that mic and says they are taking us for fools, like, come the.
No.
Sorry, Mr. Grizzly's mom. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Look, dude, I get it.
Are you?
Yeah, no.
Like the mafia without the loyalty.
Yeah.
Like the mafia without the frickin' loyalty.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to hear another one? Like the mafia without the loyalty? Huh? Let's go stateside.
Oh, what?
The orange shit stain. Daddy's Little Princess.
What did you do? I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't see any news today. I was working my butt off all day.
Yeah, Daddy's Little Princess.
Oh, Ivanka?
Apparently, yeah. Apparently there are, in the deposition or court documents that have come up about that case, because there was the civil case for the Trump Organization, right?
Right.
Where they got fined the maximum $1.6 million, and Aaron Weisselberg went to jail for like 5 months. How that happened? He must have got a really sweet deal, but he's supposed to be testifying in this one. And I'm guessing if he doesn't spill the dirt there, because he said he would not testify against Trump, just the organization. They're kind of one and the same.
So not a personal.
But this here is criminal trial now for that part. So that
that's a
whole
little
civil
different.
trial, and they concluded in the civil trial when the prosecution did the case, they said that all of this was known and spearheaded by Trump. But they didn't charge him. They just charged the organization. There's a criminal one where he and the kids are charged. Right?
That's
So the three
interesting.
crotch goblins, as the people on the Daily Beans call them, and him like this, are charged in this one, probably maybe other people, but are charged in this one. Well, apparently in the court documents, her defense is kind of, well, I was really part of that thing of the falsification of the documents and text. That's more that was Dad and my brothers.
They're all going to throw each other under the bus.
Oh,
Oh, what a
James.
glorious
Yeah.
family.
Problem is, though, Ivanka did arrange a couple of financing deals in Chicago and in Florida with documents that had a different value to secure those loans, and so she doesn't have her hands completely clean. So, mm, 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 mm. 4th of July picnic is going to be fun at the Trump. Mm, mm.
It's a pretty pathetic group of
This,
individuals.
yeah, but you know what? This again, I keep on saying it. This is the ROI. From the second that guy went down that escalator till the time he left that house, and he's trying to still be a pest now. It's like this stuff going on right now. This is the stuff we paid for.
Oh yeah.
We paid for it. It's like I'm thinking, like, you know, if you did a parody of Fame,
Mm-hmm.
you want big dreams, you want fame. Well, fame costs, and right here's where you start paying
In sweat.
Sweat. Well, it's like you want to see Trump go to jail, you want to see him get his due. Well, first you got to go through these 7 years of fucking hell. So right now is where you start paying. But you know what? We graduated from the high school of the farts. Now, the bitch is going down.
It's
and
going to
I
be
could
interesting.
not be happier. I'm here for it. It is going to be good. I am. But again, like the mafia, without the loyalty. And then again, in the States, it seems that the abortion freaks are not happy with enough with having co-opted the entire Supreme Court and having taken it away in like 28 states or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
But today, apparently, a judge, Matthew Kacsmaryk, who was appointed by Trump in Amarillo, Texas, of all places, is hearing a case brought by a collective of anti-abortion groups seeking to ban the abortion pill throughout the United States, even the states where abortion is legal.
Yeah,
Claiming that the drug is not safe.
What was it? There's a guy in North Carolina. I'm not sure if he's a governor or governor wannabe or something. He wants to charge a woman who has an abortion with murder and give them the death penalty. But they're pro-life.
Yeah.
So a 14-year-old girl gets raped by a family member. And that's not molestation, that's rape, getting raped and impregnated. And now they're going to make a 14-year-old carry that child to term. And if she gets an abortion, they're going to charge her with murder and execute her. Do you not? They don't see how foolish they are, how stupid this all is. They don't even begin to understand how anti-life they are. They're not pro-life, they're pro-birth, and that's it. If they were pro-life, they'd actually have healthy gun laws. Like, you know.
I don't even think they're pro-birth, they're just pro-crowning.
Well, they need more human capital to keep the machine running is what it boils down to.
Yeah. So this drug that's apparently not safe is called mifepristone. It was approved by the FDA in 2000, so it's been on the market for 23 years, and it is being used safely in about 60 countries. The judge, of course, has already received death threats and harassing phone calls because, you know, what's an impartial application of justice without subjecting the judge to threats and right? Because that's how the system's supposed to work, right? He has not issued a publication ban as of yet, but has requested that the lawyers involved do not discuss the case on social media. I'm not sure if that's a order request or just like help a judge out here type thing. But it is estimated that greater than half of the women in the United States who terminate a pregnancy do it with this medication, do it with medication. So if you ban this type of medication throughout the United States, and now abortion is restricted, and now you absolutely have to go to a place to get an abortion, and you have to wait in line, and there's not so many providers, and it's more expensive than just taking. See all the ways? See all the ways that they're making the circle smaller?
It's ridiculous.
It's like they didn't like the Lindsey Graham case, or like this, like let's make it like national for 15 weeks, and let's get that passed, and then we can go to court and start whittling it down. There's another state that's trying to whittle that down to 6 weeks already before a woman can even know she's pregnant.
Great.
And like this, and those things are not even through that. They're just trying to take away the pill one as well.
Of course.
I mean, when they said they were coming for the pill, we didn't think we were coming for that one first, right? We're thinking contraception first, but
they'll work their way up to contraception.
They'll work their way down.
It's next. They've already talked about it.
Oh yeah,
Been discussed.
They're going there. It's happening.
So you know what's next, right? What comes next? So they make abortion illegal. They make it punishable by death.
Yes, it's a felony, so so if you do your 3 or 4 years like this, you can't vote.
That's right. So they've taken away your right to vote.
Yep.
Some states will put you to death. You're going to go to prison. And they've taken away your ability to have a medically induced abortion with the day after pill. Plan B, I believe it's often referred to. And now they're going to take away contraception. So what comes next? The next step, sir? They will make same-sex marriage illegal. And then, after that, what comes next? They won't allow mixed-race marriage.
But they'll have to wait till Clarence Thomas is gone.
Yes.
Well, no, there's 6'3", so they don't have to wait. They can do it while he's on the pitch.
That's right. That's true.
Because they're that type of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Just like the Republicans approved Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black person on the Supreme Court, so she could have a front row seat to watch all the rights disappear.
Yeah. And for those who are saying that'll never happen, I'm going to think that there was probably a lot of people living in Nazi Germany when the Nazis first took power who didn't think Hitler would follow up on a lot of the things he was saying. I'm sure a lot of people thought, no, people will come to their senses. And then they started to, segregate and then lock up and then put onto labor camps. And then once they'd worked them to death, they put them to death. If you think it can't happen again, you got to remember it didn't start with gas chambers. They worked up to it over several years. It didn't happen in 4. It was about, 15 years from the time he started getting political power? I think 15 I'm trying to get the numbers right in my head. It was, I think it was the early 20s. It was almost 20 years.
I would have to look it up. I'm not my history's not.
Yeah, I can't recall the exact numbers, but
on the dates.
Let's say 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
It didn't happen overnight.
Incrementalism.
And it can happen. I mean, I'm seeing once sane, or I thought were sane people, saying some of the most insane things I've read in a very long time. I'm going to have to take a social media sabbatical for a few days because today I just looked at stuff on my, I was waiting for somebody. I had to meet with a technician this morning. I was waiting about 10 minutes, and while I was waiting for him, I was just reading through stuff, and I'm like, nope, I'm out. I got to get out of here, man. Too many people are losing their minds. And I've noticed that the algorithm on Twitter, I'm just going on the page that for people who follow and people you follow. I'm not going on the For You page, because if you go on the For You page, all I'm getting is Nazi shit. Nazi shit, anti-vax shit, freedom movement shit. It's all shit, and I want none of it. Nothing in my timeline would suggest I want to see anything from Pierre Poliver, but it shows up on my page constantly, and I'm sick of it.
if I look at my For You,
Mm-hmm.
first one's Andrew Scheer, second one's Sarah Fisher, third one's Pierre Poliver, fourth one is you, and then it's Danielle Smith, then it's Brian Lilly, then it's Joe Warmington, then it's Leslyn Lewis, then it's Theo Fleury. Oh, Craig Baird, Canadian History X. There we go. Then it's Laurie Goldstein. Then it's Canada Proud. Then it's Albertistan Live. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So basically, what it is Elon is sending all the right-wing Republican bullshit, garbage, conservative, social conservative shit that none of us want to see. None of us. I mean, the two of us here on this podcast right now. Neither one of us. Yeah. If I want to see it, I'll go look for it. I don't want it to show up in my face. But that's all I'm getting. So it's like I gotta get out. I gotta get out for a few days. It's driving me out of my mind. Yeah. And when I'm sitting there 10 minutes and I feel my blood pressure start to rise, I'm like, this is not healthy. I'm out.
Yep.
It's like,
I'm right with you.
You know, at least with the TikTok algorithm, it sees what you like and sends you things appropriate to you. If you go on the following page, the page where, you know, the people you're following, you're going to get the stuff you want to see. I don't need to wade through a pile of garbage and bullshit. I don't need that. I don't need hate thrown at me. I can find it if I want to. Yeah. Just, it's driving me crazy lately. So like I said, I'm taking a few days off from it.
Yeah. And then the latest trick, you know what? I'll save that one for tomorrow. That's going to be that'll be for up because I got a title for the episode. So let's do that tomorrow. Yeah. A little bit of good news. Before we leave.
Quickly, before I was going to say we got to get going.
Yeah. There's a study that was performed in extended care long-term care facilities, so the extended care company, that reveals that swabbing a floor could potentially be an early warning system for respiratory disease outbreaks. So for more than a year, researchers have been testing the floors of facilities in Toronto, Ottawa, and Sault Ste. Marie. The results of the study have been reported online in the New England Journal of Evidence. Thousands of swabs were collected weekly at 10 facilities and tested for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. The scientists found that the floor is pretty much like a sink when it comes to viruses because you sneeze and the droplets fall there. So therefore, a rising number of positive swab samples taken from the floor over a couple of days would indicate that action should be taken at that time to hit hard and hit fast to prevent an outbreak. Now, this type of data has the potential to substantially reduce the number of lockdown periods in nursing homes whenever there's an outbreak of any kind, even flu.
And they have a lot.
It could be so precise that at times whole lockdowns of homes would not be required because they'd know if it was breaking out onto a floor or in a wing, and they could isolate that. So it could reduce seriously the number of lockdowns and how wide the lockdowns are within homes, which allows people to visit their loved ones way more often.
Well, that's good.
So right now they're asking for funding for a pilot study to try and expand it to see. But
I was confused at first, though, when you said swabbing the floors. I'm thinking swabbing the deck, like mopping.
Yes.
Oh, no, swabbing. Right. Yes. Like literally, I was like, that's why I had a confused look on my face. I was like, huh?
Yep.
What? So, right. Now I know what you mean.
Now you know what I mean. So there you go. Hopefully that pilot project will get funded and good things will come out of that.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Cool.
Because, loneliness is not good. So anything that we can do to make sure that,
people can visit. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Can be visited more often and when they want to is a good thing. I'm all for that. Well, kids, I think we have a show.
Yep,
do we, Mr. Grizzly?
Yeah. We're going to wrap it up.
That's the end of this episode of the Daily Beaver podcast. We hope you love listening to us because we love making this for you. Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So let your peep knows about us. And thank you for joining this morning. I'm sorry again that I couldn't be there for you.
Stuff happens.
Because democracy is something you do, please, again, we're still asking for help with the Rosie Project if you can. It's very important to us. So we would appreciate it. So please keep writing your senators, your MPs. We're not letting this go like a dog with a bone. Just let them know it's on your mind because if they get the sense that this is dying down, they're just going to move on to the next thing. So make sure that make them dance to your tune. Right? Let them know you're not happy. If you really like this podcast, you can find us on the Crier Media Network as well as all Beaver Grizzly friendly platforms. Stars and reviews are greatly appreciated. Please be generous. Oh my God, look at that. It's raining stars. We love to hear from you. Reach us on our Facebook at True North Eager Beaver, or on our Twitter at True Eager, or via email at truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. And you can subscribe via our podpage at podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver. That's the True North Eager Beaver with a hyphen between each one of those words. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube page, our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated Yucatan Toop YouTube channel. I was doing so well. And that helps us up big time. Thank you very much. We can't do this without you or your kind and generous support. So if you feel that we've done a good show, or if you feel particularly sorry for us because we both had a very, very tough day, we take pity donations. We are not proud. You can please let your fingers do the walking and go to our coffee page, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word in lowercase letters. That's coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver. We told you, kids, when we started the show all that years ago, no pride, no shame. And finally, we're still waiting for that merch. I keep on saying finally because it's written down. I
gotta touch base with the boss about that. I gotta reach out to Dean and have a discussion. I've just been super busy and I haven't had a chance to reach out to him yet.
That's probably right.
Because it's being taken over by Crier Media, so we're getting a new merch distribution person. So I don't know when that's going to happen. So I don't know. Maybe you can have a chat with Dean about that. I don't know when I'll have the time, honestly.
Okay, I'll ask about it. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying, until next time, dear kids, it can be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. Mr. Grizzly, please give us some words of wisdom.
Don't drink and drive. That's all I got right now. I'm exhausted. Yeah, I got to meet some people in like 5 minutes, so okay. I'm just burnt. I'm burnt.
Okay, kids. Maybe a little womp womp on that.
I don't know.
But seriously, don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
And don't beat your kids. Okay, Mr. Grizzly, roll the credits, please. You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum. And The Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.